Hey financial advisors champions, have you ever felt that you have been constantly upgrading yourself in terms of knowledge, skill sets, or even mindset, but yet still not get the desired results that you want? Now, perhaps you maybe have been buying books, reading them, investing in 3-day workshops, 45 minutes webinar, with all those gurus, coaches, certifications, or even like coaching programs, right? But no matter how much you believe in the program or the dream that they're selling you, you just can't seem to make it work, right? Or at best, you get like average mediocre results. Now, well, in this video, I'm going to share with you my observations on why some advisors don't get results, even after spending time, energy, attention, and money into upgrading themselves, but yet there's always those advisors that went for courses and programs and does fantastically well, okay? And also, I'm going to share with you at nearing the end of the video, my own personal practice, 2 things that helps to you on average 7x my investment in every coaching program that I invested in. If you don't know me, my name is Benjamin Ong and I'm founder of Authentic Advisory Systems, where we basically help financial advisors make more money while being happy, purposeful, and authentic. Okay, so I make these videos because I've seen advisors that are either struggling to make money or maybe they are rich but unhappy. Okay, so I just hope that by documenting the lessons that I've learned and talk to other FAs in our mastermind community, it might really help you make a lot more commissions, and hopefully one day we'll work closer together. So in my own, almost the last 3 to 4 years, I invested nearly $250,000, right? That's about 250 grand Sing dollars, depending on where you're from. Just to clarify, I don't know, is it a lot of money to you or to me, but to me, it's just money well spent, right? And also because I've coached and talked to nearly 1,000 advisors from different countries, companies, and agencies, I just really want to share the observations I've made when advisors invest themselves and they don't get the results that they want, which is a huge pity. And it is my belief that most programs, courses, certifications, workshops out there are well-intentioned. They have good intentions to help people improve, get more money, results, knowledge, whatever it is, right? And I don't think they are bad, whatever it is. Now, you're going to have a few here and there, that's going to just completely bullshit in terms of their program or whatever it is. But by and large, it's my belief that, the people created or had the intentions to create the program or workshops, whatever it had good intentions for the consumers, okay, which is you. I've kind of concluded, and after thinking it through, right, remembering and taking back all our conversations that I've had with advisors, so on and so forth, right, and in my own experience with my other peers who joined the same coaching programs as me, and everything else, and this is really the big discernment, okay, and if you can understand this and take this away, it will really help you in the next workshop, next coaching program, or whatever it is that you're going to invest in, okay? And you will get a positive ROI from it. The big difference between someone who gets a positive ROI, 5, 8x, whatever investment, let's say they invested 10K, they get 50,000 back based on the things they earn, the learn and earn and everything else, right? The biggest difference is one group invests in themselves for knowledge, while the other invests in themselves for results. What do I mean? Now, let me break it down and start off with the invest in themselves for the knowledge group first, okay? There are a lot of advisors and people in general, right, invest for knowledge, right? And this is actually a vicious cycle loop. So you think about it, right? In my observations, I feel that, most or majority of advisors are excited, and maybe this is you as well, you're excited, you're motivated to invest and learn. And usually it's they have a particular problem, right? Okay, maybe they can't get enough prospects, they're unable to close, yada yada. And then, they try to find solutions, right? Maybe it's a workshop, certifications, etc., right? So they join, feel motivated, and when they first join, they pay the money, and then feel good about themselves that they are investing to upgrade, and there's really hope, and then they hope that they can earn more money, right, after this. And here's the problem. The way the information industry is being created, or the way it's being conducted, is that information will be transferred, right? The coach and the mentor, whoever it is, will do their best to teach. And that's my personal belief, a lot of people have passion for teaching, right? So they give their best to teach, they give you all the scripts, materials, so on and so forth, right? But here's the next problem, okay? The next problem here is that when advisors hear and consume the knowledge, write down the notes and everything else, they are this is good. They got a light bulb moment, they feel happy, and they're okay, you know what, this is it. I'm definitely going to make money. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to make it work, whatever it is, right? Now, here's the problem. Most people, even after they pay the money, to the workshop or the coach or whatever it is, they avoid the implementation, right? They avoid the implementation, okay? And the reason why they avoid it is because, for just one simple reason, because it's hard. It's just hard, okay? It's hard to ask questions, right? It's hard to ask the questions, and solve the problems, right? It's hard to implement, it's a huge hassle to practice. you need to role play, you face hurdles or challenges during implementation, then you have to show up for coaching calls, you need to text the person, you need to post in the Facebook group and then ask to resolve it, you need to show up, you need to think of how you should phrase your question, so that you don't look stupid in front of everybody, right? And then you try to not get distracted by some other new solutions on some other new workshops or programs out there, okay? So it's kind of like a vicious cycle loop, right? It's like they pay the money, feel excited, get information, write down a tons of notes, feel very happy about it. Then they try a little bit, don't get results, get discouraged, try a little bit more, maybe got hope, still not working, give up, and then get distracted by the next shiny object syndrome, right? Maybe some lead generators or whatever it is, offer you leads, whatever, and then you're like, oh, you should do it. Or maybe roadshows are back nowadays, right? Okay, I should do it too, right? So like this is usually a cycle, and what happens is that it's just a waste of time, energy, attention, and money. This is the next part to it, which is instead of actually doing the work and of getting results and feeling good about it, they'll end up doing, guess what? They'll end up finding more knowledge, right? Finding the next course to absorb so that they feel good themselves inside. Now, if this is you, just know that I've been through it myself before as an advisor, going through all these things. And I want you to know this, okay, right? But after this video, if you watch all the way to the end, this is a mistake that you wouldn't want to be making, okay? That's kind of like how the cycle begins, and what happens is that they end up throwing so much money. In Chinese, it's like, I always have this belief, it's like, 钱是可以赚回的, right? So you can always earn back the money at some point in time, whether you're working at FA or real estate or even as corporate, right? Or corporate job. The key thing here is that what you cannot buy back is really the time, energy, that you've invested, right? Like, so it's a lot more expensive than the $5,000. It's a lot more expensive than that it seems, right? That the price that you pay, because your time, energy, like what's that worth to you? Like you can never ever buy that back, right? To a certain degree. So what this means is that every time you invest all these things, you need to make the right decision. You need to be committed into saying that I want to learn, I want to execute, and I'll make this work. You need to have that mindset, or at least in my opinion, right? This is something that served me very well. Like you need to have the mindset of making it work. If not, like what's the point of putting the money, time, attention, and everything else, and just so that we try a little bit and still not get the results, and then we're going to invest the same thing into somewhere else. It just doesn't make sense, right? And it's very painful because, again, I spoke to a lot, like almost 1,000 advisors, right? Like I know all the courses and programs that most advisors go, they just, and I know the trend and I know the loop, right? And it's just very painful because like I've known a few advisors who hop on calls with me. They spend, like some of our clients, before they join us, they spend like 7,000 on leads, they spend like 5,000 on a workshop or something like that, and then like they didn't earn a single cent from it. Like all they say is like, yeah, I learned things, but they didn't earn a single thing from it, right? And again, like seriously, like knowledge isn't power, right? Specialized knowledge is the power. Specialized knowledge with application, diligently practice over a long period of time. Now that's power, right? That's where the money will come. Does that make sense? So that's the first part of like this vicious cycle. And then what I also observe, and this is my personal belief, or these things I see, is that we always try to avoid looking inwards or internally because it's so hard, right? Like we want to avoid the very fact that we are the one that is not putting in the work. We want to avoid the very fact that the problem lies with us, right? That it is our problem, and we want to avoid that, and therefore we always tend to, okay, you know what, it's the coach's problem, it's the program's problem, it's whatever circumstances problem, right? You always push the blame externally. And that's kind of like human nature, and the point is that even though it's human nature for us to always look outwards and blame other people, it's not going to be helpful in terms of if the objective is to have success and get money and make results, right? Like it's not going to be helpful because we're just giving the power away. It's like if let's say you have a very credible and well-established personal trainer, fitness trainer, okay, who transform lives for maybe 1,000 different people of shape, all sizes, different country, whatever it is, using their methodology, whatever it is, right? And then you go through the same thing, and assuming you did everything or majority of it, like 80% of it, step by step, you follow through. The question is, what are the chances you don't get results? Like, this person has done it for so many different people, male, female, young kids, whatever it is, and really transform their lives. What are the chances that you go through exactly the same thing and you do not get results? It's going to be very low, right? Because like there's proof, and it's been proven that a lot of people have done it. So then what is the problem? The problem has most likely got to do with you, got to do with me. Like we didn't put in the work, we didn't follow through, we didn't commit to it, right? Trust me, like I've met so many advisors that, they were struggling, and then after that, they left the industry, so on and so forth. And the truth here is that a lot of these advisors, they always have well intentions. They actually want to do their best, They really aspire to be better. They aspire to do greater things, feed their families, have a better life, as what most people want. And that's why it's a pity, when sometimes we are just rushing to get to the destination, that we just want to get shiny object syndrome, chase after the latest things, when in fact, if we just put in the work, into any certifications, any programs, any workshops that we invest our money, time, energy in, we're able to get success, right? Now, obviously, not one coaching program is going to help you with like TOT or like whatever it is in 6 months, whatever. It's usually a accumulation of different programs, expertise, skill sets stacked up, and that increases your value, right? Yeah, but that's why it's a pity. That's the first group, basically, right? People who invest for knowledge. The next group is people that invest in programs, workshops, whatever it is, for results. Their objective of upgrading their knowledge and skill set is not for the sake of upgrading knowledge and more information. Their objective is to reach a specific outcome, and the specific outcome has a lot to do with acquiring a skill set that they're able to apply to earn money. And it's really to solve a problem, right? So let's say, for example, the problem is, let's say you don't know how to prospect or do not know how to convert, and then the solution is you need to know exactly how to sell, right? You need to know how to use social media to generate passive leads. And once you understand the know-how, then you can apply it to get the outcome. Okay, the end outcome is the results. The end outcome is not about having more knowledge, right? If you really sit down and you just think about it, and if I were to ask you, what do you want more knowledge for? Like, why do you want more knowledge for? Like, if I were to start giving you a lecture on how, I don't know, how the planet works, I start lecturing like a National Geographic and tell you that the monkey do ABC, or the monkey have like 5,000 hair in his nostrils or whatever it is, like it's more knowledge, but do you actually give a shit about it? No, right? It might be interesting, but is it going to be helpful? No, right? To what you're doing? Probably not. So then the question becomes like, why do we want more knowledge? We actually do not want more knowledge. We want more results. But in order for the results to be achieved by us, we need to have the knowledge plus the actions. Knowledge plus actions, results. Knowledge plus actions, results. Okay, like this is literally the formula, right? So we don't want knowledge for the sake of having knowledge. No one wants it. Okay, it's because we want the skill sets to achieve a particular outcome. If you really just summarize like the formula for coaching programs or anything to invest in, or even if you're just reading books, it's number 1, consume the knowledge. Number 2, take actions. Number 3, repeat the entire cycle, right? And take actions repeatedly if you can. Like this is the key thing that really hopefully nails the point, right? Which is, you cannot say that you're great at closing if you can't close, even if you have the knowledge of all the different closing strategies and objection handling. I repeat, you cannot say that you are great at closing if you can't close, even if you have the knowledge of all the closing techniques, right? Knowledge is useless. You need to have it applied. The point is like, by understanding the objective is to get results, then you'll be specific about what's the main problem that you want to solve and what's the main skill set that you want to acquire. So personally for me is, when I first started this business, like I didn't know like how to prospect per se, right? Like it's just weird. It's just the different context from like prospecting as a FA back then for me, right? So when I didn't know how to prospect, I literally found a course that literally teach me how to get appointments, right? Sending DMs, so on and so forth. When I didn't know how to differentiate our business apart from other people, other competitors in that sense, I found a coaching program, cost me quite a hefty sum, but it teaches me exactly how to do it. And I never had that problem ever. Okay? Now, when I didn't know how to run like paid advertisements, run Facebook ads, so on and so forth, when I switched from FA to coaching business, I literally found a mentor that teaches me exactly how to do it, right? And in all the examples that I've just shared about, I make money from it. Like it literally helped me with my business. It literally helped me earn a lot more money. Okay, and the point is that you want to be super clear. And for me, it's like I am like super clear, and I always make it a point, right? Because I don't want to waste money. You know what I mean? Like it's an investment. You cannot see it as a cost. Right? If it's an investment, then this means I need to get an ROI, right? So at least that's my thinking. So I have to be super clear on the objective and also committed to taking actions, right? That this is key. Otherwise, I'll end up going like to programs and paying like 10, 15, 20,000 of money and then not knowing exactly what I want, or worse, not showing up for anything, right? So like the two things I mentioned like literally get me a 5 to 8x ROI, about 7x on average, is first, have an objective, right? Know what's the problem, know what's the skills you want to acquire, have an objective. Number 2, have the mindset of making it work versus seeing how the program works. The difference in this mindset is very simple. The seeing how the program works attitude is, okay, I go in now, I pay money, and then I see how, I see what they have to offer, see what's good. I also don't know what they're going to teach. I mean, you can just see how. Right? I mean, hopefully if I pay $1,000, hopefully I get some money back. Hopefully maybe can help me somewhere. Yeah, this is like seeing how the program works. Now, trust me, if you have this mindset, no matter how great the coach or how great the coaching program or whatever it is that you join, you're not going to make money, okay? And you end up having a miserable life, a vicious cycle of like feeling that, all the shit that you join is all bad, right? And that's funny, right? Everything you join is all bad, but, it just doesn't work out for you, right? But it works out for some other people, but just not you. So maybe the problem doesn't lie with the program, it might lie with you, right? So that's kind of mindset, the first mindset that is really counterproductive for programs or like investing yourself. Now, the other mindset is the making it work portion, right? Which is, let's say you invest 10 grand. When you enter this program, like the key thing is like, you have to make it work. Like the key thing is like, how to make it work, right? And the way to make it work is that, at least for me, the way I look at it is like, I'm going to squeeze this dry. Right? That's my mindset. I'm going to squeeze this dry. I'm going to watch all the training content. I'm going to ask all the questions. I'm going to implement. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to bother and ask this coach and say like, hey, can you tell me more? Explain, blah, blah, blah. It's not working. Why is it not? Understand. And then keep taking action, because like I want to make it work. There's no way I'm going to invest 10 grand, 20, 30, 50 grand. Again, my highest was almost $60,000 Sing dollars, one shot, right? Like this doesn't make sense. Like when you invest like 50 or 60,000, you're not gonna just throw the money and then like, see how it goes, right? You there's no way you're gonna do that. You will have to make sure that it's gonna help you earn more money. That makes sense? So like you gotta make it work. You gotta squeeze dry all the resources, right? Because when you go for coaching programs or any workshops or trainings, whatever you go for, there's never lack of resources. You cannot say that you lack resources. That makes sense? You cannot say you lack resources because you paid for money, you paid for the resources, right? Then the other factor to the equation is you are not resourceful. Like you're not resourceful enough to get appointments. You're not resourceful enough to milk this dry. You're not resourceful enough to make use of resources and go and get your money and get your results. Okay, so that's really like the main difference, that I really like to share with you guys, at least in my own experience, that really helped me. Okay, so hopefully now that you watch this video, you understand exactly how to invest in yourself and make a lot more money without wasting it away, right? And more importantly, the time, attention, and energy. Okay, so the main point here is be clear about your problem, get clear on your objective, pay for it, because if you don't pay, you will not be committed to it, right? That's how humans behavior works, right? Like we need to have vested interest. Then you got to consume, listen to all the trainings or whatever it is, and then implement. And then the fifth one is implement it, right? So be clear on the problem, get clear on the objective, pay for it, consume, and then implement. Okay? Like if you just follow this religiously and make it a way of life, there's no way you can't earn money. There's no way you cannot be rich. There's no way you cannot earn 5, 8, 10K, 20K a month, living the life that you want if you do this. Okay, so again, just want to end this off with the saying that, again, knowledge isn't power. Specialized knowledge isn't power. Specialized knowledge applied diligently over a period of time is true power. This is the end of this video. Now, if you found this video useful, then you'll like the video that I did on exactly the real reasons why I invest and upgrade myself through coaching and masterminds, and how you can assess if these reasons are the right ones for you before investing your money, time, and attention. Okay, so I'll link this video, right? And I'll see you in the next one.